Hi, Terry VanNoy. Welcome to Math Class with Terry V. Hope this video helps you out, and if you enjoy it, please share it, comment, or like it. And you can also go to my website, MathPowerLine.com. It's a math resource blog, lesson videos for students, and other resources for parents and teachers. Give me a call or go to my website or email. All right, let's go to today's lesson. This is continuing on a video series about applying exponent rules. We've done multiplying of exponents, and now we're going to do powers of powers. Now eventually we'll get through some of this other material and we'll end up with a self-quiz. So let's look at today's problem set. In this lesson we're talking about doing powers of powers, and here's what that means. In this first example I have x to the second power, all of that raised to the third power. So the 3 on the outside of the parentheses is raising everything inside the parentheses or brackets to the third power. Now if I write it out the long way, it's really x squared multiplied by itself 3 times. That's what that 3 on the outside power means. Okay? Now in the previous video we talked about how you add the exponents together, but you see that if we write it out in long form here, x squared times x squared times x squared, and by the time we add up all the x's that are being multiplied, it's x to the 6th. Alright? So we are multiplying the exponents, the 3 times the 2. It's 3 groups of x squareds. Alright? Now the shortcut is, what I want you to be able to do is to go from this expression here, powers of powers, and go right to the answer, and not have to write out all of the intermediate step there. But let's just kind of take a look here at what happens if we have a coefficient number like a 2. That's 2x to the third power squared. So it's 2 groups of 2x to the third. So if we write it out the long way, it's going to look like this. And notice how it would be 2 times 2. You got to multiply those coefficient parts together, of course. And then we have x squared times x squared, or excuse me, x cubed times x cubed, and we have actually 6 x's multiplied together. In that case, we do add the exponents, okay? We're not doing powers of powers here from this step to this step, but we can go powers of powers from the very beginning. So it's 2 squared, that's of course 4, and x cubed squared. So that's where we multiply those exponents and get x to the 6th. Alright, now here it might be a combination. We have negative 8x, okay, let's just copy that down first, times, now let's do powers of the powers. This 3 is being raised to the third power because it's inside the parentheses. So think about 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, it's not 9, it's 3 times 3 times 3, which is going to be 27. Okay, and then we have x squared raised to the third power, and that's where we do powers of powers, multiply the exponents to be x to the 6th. Alright, now to finish the problem, we do negative 8 times 27, which is negative 216, and we do x to the 1st times x to the 6th, which is x to the 7th. Alright, that's the basic concept, powers of the powers. Now it's time for you to try. We've got 4 problems here, and parts of it have a power of a power, notice the parentheses there, and you want to multiply everything together. We are simplifying these expressions, in other words, multiplying everything out. So click on pause on this video, try it on a piece of paper, and then come back when you're ready. Alright, you can see all 4 answers. Double check what you have on your piece of paper, and also double check the signs. Notice some of my answers are negative. And let me work it out here quickly for you, and hopefully you'll understand how we get these answers in the red. Alright, number 9. First of all, I notice in these parentheses here that I have this expression to the 4th power. So that's power of powers, and I'm going to raise the 2 to the 4th power, the u to the 4th power to the 4th power, and the v squared to the 4th power. Okay? Now instead of writing out 4 groups of this and multiplying it out the long way, let's go ahead and use the shortcut of doing powers of powers. So 2 to the 4th power has got to be 16, right? Because that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then u to the 4th power, we multiply the exponents, that's u to the 16th. V squared to the 4th power is v to the 8th. Okay? And then, of course, we have 1u v to the 3rd. I'm just copying it down and putting a 1 in there just to remind me that it's really there. And then I have a negative 2u to the 3rd. All right, now I go ahead and multiply everything all out. So I'd have 16 times 1 times negative 2. That will give me my negative 32. U to the 16th times u to the 1st times u to the 3rd is u to the 20th. And then I have v to the 11th. On number 10, notice this is y to the 4th raised to the 4th power. And so using our powers of powers rule, that's really y to the 16th. Remember, we multiply those exponents. Then we put the rest together. We'd have negative 2 x squared and y to the 20th. Here we add our exponents. All right, number 11. If we do powers of powers here, that's 2 to the 3rd power, so that would be 8. 3 x to the 3rd power raised to the 3rd power is x to the 9th. And same thing with the y to the 9th. Okay, and then of course we are going to multiply by that negative 2 x to the 3rd. So put it all together, and it's supposed to be multiply right there. So negative 16 x to the 12th y to the 9th. At this point we are going to add the exponents together. And finally, number 12, all of this is raised to the 3rd power. See the 3 on the outside? So that means that I'm going to change this x squared, y squared to x to the 6th, y to the 6th because of the 3 power on the outside. Remember, this is x to the 1st right here. So raising it to the 3rd power would make that x to the 3rd power. And then the y would be y to the 12th power. Okay, now we multiply together these two monomials here. So at this point we are adding the exponents. So multiply the exponents to get rid of the parentheses and the power on the outside, and now it's straight across multiplication. Add the exponents. So x to the 9th, y to the 18th. All right, look for more practice problems here, raising powers of the powers, in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, there you have it. I invite you to go to my website now, MathPowerLine.com, or email me or give me a call. The way I work best with students is live, online in my classroom. So if I can help you in any way, answer some specific questions, the first lesson with me is free as I show you how everything works. All right, study hard,